All right, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you the process that I go through in order to buy my proxy Magic the Gathering cards for my commander decks that I play with. This website was actually shown to me by a friend, so shout out to Joe. But basically, this website provides some of the best quality proxies that I've ever, held, and also it's relatively cheap for about 216 cards. You're going to pay about $70 out the door, and that includes shipping. It's about a 2, sometimes 3 week delivery time, but honestly, like, the quality of these cards, you can't really tell the difference from them versus a regular card. Of course, obviously the backs are going to be different, just for copyright issues alone. So yeah, let's get into it, and I will flip over to my web browser now to show you how to get started. Okay, so to start us off, I am here on Moxfield. This is actually a deck that I do own. I just copied the deck list. It's one of the first proxies I ever made. It's Thalia, the Gitrog monster, a great deck. So anyway, what I'm going to do is find my deck list, and I'm going to go to more, and I'm going to export it, and I'm going to copy for MTGO or just whatever format matches, like 1 space name of the card or 2 space name of the card. All right, now that I have my deck list, I'm going to make my way over to mpcfill.com. That is short for Make Playing Cards, or it's an acronym for Make Playing Cards Fill. And I'm just going to go ahead here and Control V my deck list into here. So I'm going to erase sideboard because it's going to be a little bit confused by that. And let's see if there are any other cards. Okay, so once I have my deck list ready and everything looks good, I'm going to submit it. And the website's going to take a second. It's going to load the cards into MPC Fill, and then they're going to show up on my screen here in just a sec. Okay, so it looks like our cards have loaded in here. That's awesome. As you can see, the deck list has all these cards, and if we go to MPC Fill, you can see it's loaded up all of the cards. So something really cool about MPC Fill actually is that they have a ton of alternate art cards available. And just by the way, in case for some cards you'll notice some of them say 404 error, that's probably just because the MTGO copy might have gotten a couple things wrong. Like, for example, it looks like I have Squirming Emergence, but it has this huge block of text at the end, and so the website just doesn't really know what that is. So you would just have to go back through and basically keep track of the cards that it missed and go back through and re-download them later. For any given card, like for example, let's check out Necropotence here. You can actually click this box that shows the number of cards. I can actually blow it up a little bit. If you click this, it will go through and give you a ton of cool, like, alternate arts for the card. I mean, look at these. Like, some of these are really cool. If you don't really care if your card looks like a proxy, like if that's something you're into, they've got really cool options here. I mean, like, look at this. This is awesome. Once you're all set and happy with everything, with the way your cards look, you go over here and you can choose a card back. So for example, if you really don't want people to be confused whether or not your card's real, you can choose something like this, proxy not for sale. Or if you want it to look a little bit real, but you still want to, separate your proxies from your real cards, you can go ahead and choose here, like something like this, which is a proxy playtest copy. You'll go to download images. It's going to open up about 100 tabs. So make sure that you allow pop-up windows, or else this won't happen. You need to make sure you allow pop-up windows for this website. You should be able to get that option somewhere along the top part of your browser. You should see an option that you can check off or hit allow, and it's just going to go ahead and go through and download all these cards. So you can see here I have the whole list. So now we're actually going to go through and get to the part where we actually upload all of the images for our cards. Okie dokie, so the next website we're going to want to go to is a website called makeplayingcards.com, similar to MPC Fill, except not the acronym this time. It's just makeplayingcards.com. You can see it up on my screen here, or I'll probably just put it somewhere on the screen. It'll also be in the description. So let's get started. Right away, we're going to go to custom game cards. Once this web page actually loads up, on the side over here, where my mouse is circling, we are going to check off 63 by 88 millimeters, or if you prefer to use inches, it's 2.48 by 3.46. Once you check that, you're going to hit the custom game cards option for the 63 by 88 right here. All right, so cool. Once that loads up, you are going to want to copy the settings exactly how you see it on the screen here. You're going to want full color print. They do offer holographic front options. It's about double the price. So I've also heard that sometimes it makes the card fronts a little bit darker than they would normally look on a card. So up to you. I just go with the full color print. If you want 2 commander decks, you can choose 216. I think they also have... yeah, they also have a 234. So if you want to make 2 commander decks, but also just want like a couple extra cards to swap in for another deck, there you go. I'm just going to choose 216 and hit start your card design. So once we get here, because we do have different images for all of our cards, we are going to choose image and text to different images. So the bottom left option. So on this page, what we're going to want to do is go right over to the upload image button. So I'm going to click that. And there's actually, you know what, I do take it back. There are 2 different ways you can do this. One involves if you're kind of short on time, and one involves if you've got some time. So yeah, I'll go through each option right now, and I'll also timestamp when I talk about each option. So I'm gonna go through the slow option first, and then the option where if you don't have a lot of time will be timestamp somewhere on the screen. Okay, so the slow method basically entails if I have a lot of time, I will go into my Thalia deck list, and I will actually go through and click and drag in every single card. So you can see once I click and drag in the Delighted Halfling on the right side of the screen, right above me, it is going to upload the card, and then it's going to actually go and paste the card in there. So if you really have the time, you can do this one by one. Right? And so I would go through and do this for every single card. I'm not going to do that on the video just because I already have this deck. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time. Okay, now for the quick method. I had to go back through and change a bunch of things. So right now I'm only on a 55 card version. Obviously you would be on either a 100 something for a 1 commander deck, or 200 plus for 2 or more commander decks. But if I go to upload images, I can organize my deck alphabetically by just clicking name up here. And for the sake of things, I'm going to only upload a couple cards. But you'll notice here on the progress bar, it says 1 out of 9. Sometimes it misses uploads. So with a whole deck, it could drop, 3 or 4 cards, and you won't ever catch it if you're not paying attention. And when you get your deck, you're going to be missing 3 or 4 of the possibly game-winning cards, and you're gonna wonder what happened. Why did I pay this money for this and it missed cards? I had it happen with the first deck I bought from this website. I was trying to buy Azure the Enchanter deck. I guess it misuploaded like 20 of the cards. I didn't catch it just because it was my first time using this website, and I got an uncompleted Azure deck, and I wasted a bunch of my time, money, whatever. Here is the cheat code that I have found. Once it uploads all 10 cards, you're gonna hit help me autofill my images. It's gonna go through, automatically place in all 9 cards for you, which is super nice. Again, keep in mind, you would scale this up to 100, 200 cards, whatever. And I would now go into my Thalia deck, organize it by name. So what I do is, let's say for some reason it missed this Anguished Unmaking. It missed it. Imagine all these cards are shifted up 1. I only have 8 cards actually. Can I do this? Yeah. So just imagine for the example, right? So I would go over here and I'd say, okay, Agadeemed the Uncrypt is over here, and let's see, it's also on my NPC fill. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, so is the backside, and we'll get into that in just a second too. Okay, 3rd card, Ancient Green Warden. Okay, I have Balagad Recovery on my NPC fill, and oh, I have Anguished Unmaking on my upload list. Okay, so I'd recognize, okay, I missed Anguished Unmaking, and I would just simply manually, not upload through the website, but manually just drag from my file explorer, drop my image in, boom, done. So now for the flip cards. So yeah, it's important that when you are looking at your deck list, especially if it's in Moxfield or whatever, it is important that you look at your flip cards. This deck happens to have quite a lot of them. I think it has 6, no. There's some repeats because they don't organize it by creature. It has Balagad, Agadeems, and Tangled Flora Hedron, whatever. It's got 3 of them. So what I'm going to want to do is pay attention to what cards are flip cards. And in my make playing cards deck, I'm going to pay attention to the number above the card. So for example, and this is great because we have a flip card in this example. So for my Agadeemed, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna delete one of them. So you'll go through and you'll remove whichever side you want. And I know that Agadeemed, the Undercrypt, is on card 1. So anyway, once I'm done uploading all my images, you don't have to worry about the back of the cards yet. You're gonna go to your next step. You're just gonna say okay if there are some blanks and you don't want to fill them in. You're gonna skip past this step and go straight to step 3. So step 3, you're also gonna choose different images unless if you're running a deck that has no flip cards like at all, it's just all the same. There's no dual back cards. You can choose same image and it will apply whatever image you upload for a back to everything. But since I have flip cards, I'm going to choose different images. Okay, so now it's asking me, well, what images do you want for your backs? So for example, I know that card 1 from my, notes that I would theoretically have taken, that card 1 is going to be Agadeemed the Undercrypt. So I will drag Agadeemed Awakening onto card 1's back. And you're probably thinking, well, shoot, how do I actually know? I don't want to be going in between step 3 and step 1 to check. Don't worry, the website's got you covered. Any other backing, you will just go through and add whatever back you want. Choose your card backing. Mine is a Black Lotus. I'm not actually uploading a Black Lotus. It's just a Black Lotus backing. And here comes the annoying part. Let's say this Agadeemed Awakening is my only flip card, so I'm done uploading the backs of my flip cards. I just have to pretty much sit here and you can't really see it here, but I pretty much will just have to sit here and double click this Black Lotus. And for every double click, it uploads the next back of the card. So double click, double click, double click, double click. You get it all the way down. Lack of a better word, we're done. So we'll go to next step. Okay, yeah, I realize I'm not completed. I'm just doing this for example purposes. Skip this. You're going to want to skip add text to front and add text to back. You're not actually adding text. Here you go. Preview and add to cart. So I can see here, okay, looks like my front and back for card 1's perfect. And then you're going to go through and you're going to review all your cards. Front, back, looks good, looks good, looks good. Oh, shoot, I uploaded the wrong back to my Balaged Recovery. That's when you would go in and fix it. So then once everything looks good, you're gonna scroll to the bottom of the page, add it to your cart. Oh, you have to check this box and add it to your cart. $14, you can add a deck list. I never do, but whatever. Go to checkout. Click no thanks if you don't want the deck box. Usually check out as a guest. You can choose credit card. Blah, blah, blah. You're gonna go in and you're gonna choose your shipping options. I believe their shipping is about 17, 18 bucks. I live in Indiana, so that's the middle of the United States. It's coming from China, I believe. So, I mean, it's gonna be it might even be cheaper for you, to be honest. But yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and show off the finished product. You'll notice, so if I shuffle them up here, just so that you guys don't know which one's which, and I were to show you these two cards, you can see they have the exact same glare. I don't know that you would necessarily be able to tell which one's real, with the exception of this little holographic sticker here. That's not going to come on the real card. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, I know this one's the proxy, but I mean, can you tell the difference? I can't. Here's a little bend test for you guys. I mean, they react the same. I've bought from this company. I now have 4 decks and 2 more on the way, all from this company. I've had to deal with their customer support before when I had a problem. They're awesome. They reply quick, and I mean, I don't really think I could recommend another company to buy proxies from. No offense, but fuck Wizards of the Coast, dude. They are charging an fucking arm, a leg, and an ass for their cards. Ever since their 30-year anniversary bullshit, I've just kind of been checked out from buying Magic cards, except to strictly to support my local gaming store. Fuck TCG Player. I'm not buying that shit anymore. I'm only buying proxy cards. You heard it, Wizards. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, basically that's it. If you guys have any questions, leave some shit down in the comments. I check my YouTube semi-regularly, so might be a hot minute before you hear from me. But whatever, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this lets you either enter the game of Magic or buy some decks that you never would have had without this website. Cool, thanks.